So in this video, we're going to talk about one interesting concept of investing which mixes the best of both worlds, be it active or passive. It's called Smart Beta investing. So hi, this is Krishna Makharia, CFA, Executive Director and Head of Research with iVentures Capital. So before we start this video, I want to give a small disclaimer that all the contents of this video are purely for educational purposes and it's not an investment advice. Always work with an investment advisor to make sound investment decisions. In the video, I'm also going to show you two interesting ideas which you should have in your portfolio on the lines of Smart Beta ETFs. Right? So before you understand Smart Beta ETFs or Smart Beta investing, you have to understand what is factor investing. तो जब हम स्टॉक सिलेक्शन बेस्ड ऑन ए कॉमन फैक्टर करते हैं तो उसे हम फैक्टर इन्वेस्टिंग कहते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर आप सारी कंपनीज जिसमें हाई रिटर्न ऑन कैपिटल एम्प्लॉयड है उसको इकट्ठा कर इन्वेस्ट करते हो तो उसे हम क्वालिटी इन्वेस्टिंग कहते हैं, बिकॉज यू आर चूजिंग वन ऑफ द फैक्टर्स टू इन्वेस्ट. राइट? तो इसी तरह काफ़ी डिफरेंट फैक्टर्स होते हैं जिसके बेसिस पे आप क्लासीफाई कर सकते हो, जैसे साइज हो गया या वैल्यू हो गया, अल्फा हो गया, मोमेंटम हो गया या क्वालिटी हो गया. राइट? On the other end, what is Smart Beta? Smart Beta is a way of investing जब आप इंडेक्स के स्टॉक्स को लेते हो और बेस्ड ऑन फैक्टर्स उसके वेटेज को डिसाइड करते हो. जब आप कोई ब्रॉड बेस्ड इंडेक्स देखते हो जैसे निफ्टी, सेंसेक्स या S&P 500, here the weightage is decided based on the market capitalization. But in a Smart Beta ETF, the stocks universe is the same, but the weightage is decided based on factors. So that's why it's called Smart Beta ETFs. When it comes to index investing, we all know about broad-based indices like Nifty, Sensex, S&P 500, etc. But इसी की तरह NSE 90 और इंडेक्स मैनेज करता है जिसे वो स्ट्रेटेजिक इंडाइसेस कहता है. So in this video, we will be talking about two such indices which are Nifty Alpha 50 and second is Nifty Momentum 200. Both these funds have done extraordinarily well compared to Nifty in the last 10 years. So we will be studying the construct of these funds, the performance of these funds and how it has done on a risk adjusted basis. Before we talk about both these Smart Beta ETFs, let's talk about why Smart Beta. तो जब हम पैसिव फंड्स की बात करते हैं तो पैसिव फंड्स आर लो कॉस्ट, दे आर रूल बेस्ड and there is no discretion of fund managers. They have to just follow the index. When you talk about actively managed funds, here the advantages are the fund manager uses their conviction and study to select certain securities. There is a potential of outperformance because the selection is slightly different from the benchmark, right? But when you talk about Smart Beta, it combines the benefits of both of them, right? First, it gives you a low cost of management. Second, it combines the discipline and rule-based pattern of passive investing, and it gives you insight of active management by making certain changes in the weightages of the funds. So if the whole universe was divided between two areas, passive funds and active funds, Smart Beta is one that combines the best of both the universes. So the first idea we want to talk about is Nifty Alpha 50. तो अल्फा एक ऐसा फैक्टर है जो एक्सेस रिटर्न के बारे में बात करता है, राइट? सो इफ यू लुक एट माय स्क्रीन, आई एम शोइंग यू व्हाट अल्फा इज. सो द जेनसन्स मेजर इज द डिफरेंस in how much a stock returns versus the overall market. तो अगर आप इसका फॉर्मूला भी देखेंगे तो जेनसन्स मेजर और जेनसन्स अल्फा talks about how much a stock has delivered compared to overall market and its expectation as per CAPM model, जो capital asset pricing model है. तो ये ETF और या ये strategy में क्या होता है कि in the last 1 year stocks with highest alpha, 50 such stocks with highest alpha are given maximum weightage, right? तो इसका total universe कितना हुआ? अगर if you look at the second point, it says it is chosen from top 300 companies by average free float market capitalization and average daily turnover for the last 6 months. तो ऐसी कंपनीज जिनका मार्केट कैप सबसे हाईएस्ट है टॉप 300 कंपनीज, ये इसका इन्वेस्टमेंट यूनिवर्स है। ये इन्वेस्टमेंट यूनिवर्स में से 50 ऐसी कंपनीज चूज की जाती है जिसमें अल्फा सबसे हाईएस्ट हो, राइट। इसमें जो वेटेज है, वेटेज अगेन इज कैलकुलेटेड एंड रीबैलेंस्ड एवरी क्वार्टरली बेसिस। तो एक फंड जो इस इंडेक्स को रेप्लिकेट कर रहा होगा उसको भी अपने पोर्टफोलियो को बार बार हर क्वार्टर में चेंज करना होता है, राइट। सो इफ यू वांट टू लर्न मोर अबाउट दिस, सो आई एम जस्ट शेयरिंग माय स्क्रीन and you can check out. We'll see how one can look at this. So if you go to Google, type Nifty Alpha 50, you will see a link from NSE which talks about the fund, right? So if you open this link and go to the fact sheet, here you can see what is the performance, what is the risk measure for the fund, and what are the latest holdings. तो आप देखिए, as on 30th August of 2022, the top 10 companies in the portfolio was Tata Teleservices, Trident, Tata Elxsi, BSC, Adani Total Gas, Tata Power, KPIT, Poonawalla Fincorp, Hindustan Aeronautical, and Linde India, right? So this keeps changing every quarterly, right? तो अगर आप इसका लॉन्च डेट देखेंगे, सो दिस वाज लॉन्च्ड इन 2012, सो रफली अबाउट 10 इयर्स ऑफ हिस्ट्री। तो ये लास्ट 10 साल की हिस्ट्री को हमने समराइज किया है और दूसरे इंडेक्स के साथ, बीट निफ्टी 50 और निफ्टी 200 के साथ कंपेयर किया है। सो लेट मी टेक यू टू दैट स्लाइड। बिफोर वी गो देयर, एक मैं छोटा सा कंपैरिजन आपको करके बताना चाह रहा हूँ कि अगर लास्ट 10 साल में स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम 2012 अगर किसी ने 100 रुपए निफ्टी 50 में, निफ्टी 200 में और अल्फा 50 में इन्वेस्ट किए होते तो उसका सिनेरियो देखते हैं कि उसकी क्या वैल्यू होती है। तो जो 100 रुपए निफ्टी 50 में इन्वेस्ट किए गए थे, तो आप ऑरेंज लाइन को देखिए, वो आज उसकी वैल्यू 376 रुपीज होती वर्सेस निफ्टी 200 की वैल्यू जो 400 रुपए होती। वही अगर हम निफ्टी अल्फा 50 की बात करते हैं तो it would have been a value of about 800 rupees. So compared to Nifty 50, the fund has almost given, the strategy has almost given 3x returns when both these Nifty 50 and Nifty 200 have given somewhere between 300 to 400, while Nifty Alpha 50 has given somewhere between 800 kind of return. Somewhere between 2x to 3x kind of return निफ्टी अल्फा 50 हैज मैनेज टू गिव। अगर इसी को हम डीपली स्टडी करें, राइट, और ना ही सिर्फ रिटर्न बट रिस्क और रिस्क एडजस्टेड रिटर्न के बेसिस पे कंपेयर करें, तो देयर इज वन इंटरेस्टिंग ऑब्जर्वेशन। सो एज ऑन 30th August of 2022, as per NSE's data, because NSE is managing this indices, one thing is evident, in the last 10 years Nifty has managed to give about 14.32%, 14.23% CAGR year on year with 17% volatility, right? But Nifty Alpha 50 has managed to deliver 23.15% CAGR with 20% volatility. तो अगर आप देखेंगे दोनों के बीच में volatility में हार्डली कोई डिफरेंस है, बट रिटर्न्स में ऑलमोस्ट 9.5% का डिफरेंस है, 9 से 9.5% का डिफरेंस है। सिमिलरली निफ्टी का जो 200 index है, that has managed to give about 14% return with again 17% volatility. So Nifty Alpha 50 has managed to beat them by a handsome margin. The same trend can be seen in 5-year basis, 3-year basis, wherein Nifty Alpha 50 has managed to beat both the indices by a huge margin, in some cases double the return with almost similar kind of volatility. तो अगर हम रिस्क एडजस्टेड रिटर्न भी देखते हैं तो फंड हैज ऑलवेज मैनेज्ड शार्पर रेशियो better than Nifty 50 and Nifty 200 TRI, right? Next we want to compare on the rolling period measure, right? Rolling period एक ऐसा measure है जो एक strategy की consistency के बारे में बात करता है, right? तो क्योंकि ये रिटर्न की कंपैरिजंस को राइजिंग मार्केट, फॉलिंग मार्केट और फ्लैट मार्केट में बताता है। तो इस वीडियो में हम इस चार्ट में हम ये स्टडी कर रहे हैं कि लास्ट 10 साल में अगर तीनों इंडाइसेस को, निफ्टी 50, निफ्टी अल्फा 50 और निफ्टी 200 को अगर कोई भी इन्वेस्टर 3 ईयर रैंडमली 3 ईयर के लिए होल्ड कर रहा होता तो उसका क्या रिटर्न सिनेरियो होता, राइट? तो बहुत सारे 3 केसेस में आप देखिए, Nifty Alpha 50, there is a 0.81% chance that Nifty Alpha 50 have given 3-year rolling period in negative territory, right? The same for Nifty has been 1%, and the same for Nifty 200 has been 2.44%, right? अगर हम greater than 10% की बात करें, right? Greater than 10% की बात करें तो Nifty Alpha 50 have given more than 10% return 87% of the times, which is larger than Nifty 200 and Nifty 50, right? So this talks to you about, if you take 10% as your benchmark for equity returns, Nifty Alpha 50 has done it by exemplary margin and maintained it in a consistent fashion. The next strategy that I want to talk to you about is Nifty 200 Momentum 30 Index. As the name suggests, the factor that is being invested into or used to decide the composition of index is momentum. So what is momentum? So if you look at my screen, it talks about for momentum, price and volume is everything based on which the buying and selling decision is taken into consideration. Like NSE is managing this index, so NSE assigns momentum scores to the top 200 stocks, and out of this top 200 stocks, 30 stocks which has the highest score is given weightage and rebalanced on a quarterly basis. So if you look at the screen, it says that return outperformance is consistent. It has outperformed its parent Nifty 200 index 13 out of the last 16 calendar years, 98% of the times on a rolling period basis for 5-year investment horizon, and also outperformed the Nifty 200 during pandemic in calendar year 2020. So momentum as a strategy is where price and volume action has been building up, right? So if I give you a perspective, if 100 rupees was invested into Nifty 200 or Nifty 200 Momentum 30 in the last 10 years, so 100 rupees invested in Nifty would have been about 377 rupees. 100 rupees invested in Nifty 200 would have been about 400 rupees, and the same invested in Nifty 200 Momentum 30 would have been almost 625 rupees. So in each of the cases, there is almost 2x or slightly more than 2x kind of returns that the strategy has done compared to benchmark, right? If I talk to you about risk reward performance and also talk about returns and standard deviation over a long term period, so like you can see over here, as on 30th August 2022, the 10-year return of Nifty 200 momentum was about 21%. The same for Nifty 200 is about 14% and Nifty is about 14.23%. Both of them had volatility of about 16 to 17%, and Nifty 200 momentum has managed to give additional returns with 1% extra standard deviation. The same trend continues in the 5-year bracket as well as in the 3-year bracket, where in the 5-year bracket momentum strategy had given about 16% return, and Nifty 250 had managed to give somewhere between 13 to 13.5% return, and volatility in all the cases is almost similar, right? The trend is similar in 3-year bracket, right? So if you talk about Sharpe ratio, which is a risk adjusted measure, and you compare with index, so momentum strategy has managed to deliver better Sharpe ratios than both the indices, right? Now when we compare rolling period return, again like we have seen in the alpha strategy, here the probability of negative return has been close to negligible, right? In momentum strategy, the observation of negative returns in the last 10 years with a rolling period return of 3 years has been 0. 88% of the times the fund has delivered returns greater than 10%, which for Nifty 200 is about 78% and for Nifty 50 is about 50%, right? So 88% of the times the fund has managed to deliver twice that return of a fixed deposit, and 78% of the time the return is greater than 15%. So when you talk about the total understanding of the fund is pretty highly rated on a risk adjusted basis and is a very consistent in nature, as suggested in the rolling period return, right? Now, since we have discussed about both these strategies, so just like how Nifty and Sensex are indices and requires ETF and index fund to participate into them, these both strategies are also indices managed by NSE or Nifty, right? To participate into them, you need index funds or ETFs, right? So we've shortlisted a few funds and ETFs to participate into them. So feel free to write to us at wealth@iventures.in to know more about it, right? So hit the like button if you like the video and share it with your friends to spread the knowledge. And you can also comment in the comment section if you want us to cover any specific ETFs and the strategy behind it or a smart beta strategy to know more.